Can an old discarded phone charger be turned into a useful soldering tool for everyday life? In today's video, let's go through the process step by step to build a soldering tool using this charger. First, I remove the outer cover of the charger to access the internal parts. Then, I take out the circuit board inside to create space for installing the new components. In the next step, I drill a hole on the side of the charger casing. This hole will be used to install the heating section of the soldering tool. Next, I use simple items like a bolt, nut, and washer to build the heating handle section. First, I insert the bolt through the hole I drilled in the charger casing. Then, I attach the washer and tighten it securely with a nut. Once completed, this part will act as the main heating handle of the soldering tool, where the heat will be transferred directly to the soldering tip. Here I have a terminal block, and I will use the metal core inside as the connector between the soldering tip and the heating handle of the soldering tool. I remove one metal core from the terminal block, which includes a small metal piece and 2 screws. Next, I attach this metal core to the heating handle of the soldering tool. Once installed, the front part of the soldering tool is ready for attaching the soldering tip in the next step. In the next step, I make the power wire for the soldering tool. First, I strip the end of the wire to expose the copper core inside. Next, I twist the copper core into 2 separate branches. After that, I twist these wire branches around the screw on the heating handle. This allows electricity to flow directly from the wire to the soldering tip, generating heat during operation. Next, I wrap tape around the wire and the charger body to keep the whole system neat and prevent the wire from moving. At the other end of the wire, I attach a metal rivet to create a connector. This part will make it easier and more secure to connect the tool to the power source. Let me know where you are watching this video from. Don't forget to comment the country you are currently living in down below. I'm really curious to see which parts of the world my videos are being watched from. Next, I use this small blue wire as the ground wire for the soldering system. The ground wire completes the electrical circuit and allows the current to flow properly during the welding process. At one end of this wire, I also connect a metal rivet to create a connector similar to the main power wire. At the other end, I attach an alligator clip. This clip will help hold the workpiece firmly and create a stable electrical contact during the soldering process. Next, I reuse an old battery to make the soldering tip. First, I use pliers to remove the outer metal casing of the battery. Then, I use needle nose pliers to grip the inner core and gently twist it out. This inner core is the conductive material that I will use as the soldering tip. Next, I clean the core using a paper towel to remove any dirt and residue. After cleaning, I attach this core to a drill for shaping. I turn on the drill and press the tip against a piece of sandpaper to sharpen it. Sharpening the tip improves the contact accuracy when soldering. Next, I attach the homemade soldering tip to the heating handle of the soldering tool. At this point, my homemade soldering tool is complete. I will use the battery from a cordless drill as the power source for the soldering system. First, I connect the soldering tool wire to the positive terminal of the battery. Then, I connect the negative terminal to the ground wire to complete the circuit. As soon as I touch the soldering tip to the metal clip, sparks appear immediately and the tip heats up very quickly. For the first test, I solder two wires together. First, I twist the two wire ends together to create the initial contact point. Next, I attach the clip to the joint and touch the soldering tip to begin soldering. Within just a few seconds, the copper core heats up rapidly and the solder melts evenly around the joint. After finishing, I let the solder cool down for a moment. Now, I pull both ends of the wire strongly in opposite directions to test the strength. As you can see, the joint remains intact without coming loose. For the next test, I repair the broken handle of a metal cup. The result shows that the handle remains securely attached without any sign of breaking. This proves that a soldering tool made from an old phone charger can actually work effectively in real-life situations. If you enjoyed this project or found it useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next DIY project.